Well, it sure is a pleasure to be here. I'm campaigning, as you know, and it's very important to get out and meet the real people. And, well, Fargo's a place you've got to go to see what's going on in small town America, where it's cold, where life is real. So they've invited me to sort of, I guess, reminisce of old times when I used to be a motion picture actor. I thought maybe they would show a few reels of something and I could give them some insight on, well, what it was like. I don't suppose they do that very often. I don't know what you would call it, talking along with a movie. Well, we'll give it a try. Maybe this is the first time anyone's ever sort of done that sort of thing. But I do hope that people will see a distinct difference in the future, that what I'm running for is to restore America to, well, its greatness. So I thank you. God bless you, and God bless America. All right, just make a couple of little notes there. Oh, are we rolling? Okay, great. Well, as you can see, massacre at Central Falls, Sioux Falls, it was, well, it was quite an undertaking. Notice I had quite the billing there. First time my agent, I think it was Paul Wasserman, got me the big title. They called it the big title, or above in front of the title of the picture. So very happy to have that. Of course, Lorraine Day, a great kid. Jimmy Whitmore, just well underrated. That's what Jimmy is. He's underrated. And so I'm talking about the wrong picture. Unfortunately, I'm going to go back to a massacre at Sioux Falls. There was a sequence where I had to kiss the lead actress, Betty LaPlage, I think. I can never get it right. I kept saying La Plage, La Plague, and, well, frankly, behind her back we called her La Plague because, well, she never really washed on location, and she had some, well, I think she was infested, frankly. So, anyway, but she was a sweet kid, and we got along fine. But I have to say, there was this damn sequence. I think what we're looking at here is, well, that was Chief Thundercloud, I think it was. Funny thing is about actors in those days, well, you didn't have to be Native American, of course. I think this fellow was from Brooklyn. So, nice fella. He was getting a little impatient. They were putting these doggone arrows in me. And, well, hold on one quick second there. I always have a little warm water to wet the whistle. Well, anyway, he was being very upset. He was waiting for his big speech, and they had to put the arrows in me because heroically I came riding up, said, all right, you let her go. I forget what the words were, word for word. They were working on the script all day long, really. And, well, it was so cold that there was no glue that would keep the arrows connected to my body. So really the issue was, how do we keep the arrows on my body? And, well, it took a while, several attempts, and so we strapped it with tape. I think today they call it duct tape. It was the silver, very sticky tape, and lost quite a bit of hair on that. But, well, the monologue turned out fine, and the picture, well, it was a stinker. I believe it lost some money. Well, I had just finished Moonbase Freedom with Desiree Winter, fine gal, very, very shapely. We, well, almost got into some trouble on that one, but I remained professional. It was crazy. Well, instead of a horse opera, we called it a spaceship opera. It was about, well, Moonbase Freedom. I guess you could sort of derive what it stands for just by the title alone. They say that's what makes a good title is something that very catchy, that says the plot of the movie in the title. Anyway, just come off that, and there I was in Palm Springs. Paul Wasserman called me back. He goes, hey, Ronnie, I think you're going to be very happy with this next picture. We're loaning you out. I said, you're loaning me out? Well, do I have any say in that? He says, well, you know, those doggone contracts, Ronnie, the studio, they like to have you where they like to have you. And so I said, well, all right, what is it? What is it? Well, we're going to send you to Paramount and do a picture called Operation Eagle's Nest. And I thought, well, All right, that's a compelling title. Am I a good guy? Well, of course you're the good guy, Paul said. Paul said, you're going to fight the Nazis. I said, oh, well, that's very timely, because, of course, they were quite the menace at the time. It wasn't the Russian situation, but very similar, how we faced a great evil across the water, and they had to be dealt with. So I thought, okay, sign me up. Who's it with? Paul says it's with Jimmy Whitmore and Lorraine Day. Bob Stack, he's on loan from Selznick. And, well, now Jimmy Whitmore heard nothing but good things about him. I mean, he's a proper stage actor, and, well, no problems there. Excuse me. Lorraine Day, she, fine girl, well-trained, came up through the studio system, no problems. Bob Stack, on the other hand, well, I'd heard a sort of method, and, I'm all for professionalism, but, sometimes the method acting is sort of like communism. It's too much for too long for no good result. And, anyway, so I go to Paramount, which I'd been on the lot. It's a very confusing lot. Walked into Bill Holden's dressing room. If you can imagine, well, my surprise, Bill was entertaining quite a lovely little starlet. We called them starlets back then. It wasn't degrading. It was just a sort of a pet name we used back then. And I said, well, excuse me, Bill, I must have the wrong room. He said, oh, well, my word, yes, you do, Ron. Yours is down the hall to the left. So naturally I found it after a little confusion, and we got to work. And I have to say, Bob Stack was, he was a trooper. He did stay in character as a Nazi. I passed him in the commissary often. Hi, Bob, how are you? And he would walk right past me, and he always asked for Wiener Schnitzel, which I thought was silly. But, of course, he's playing the Unterwuster Müller, which, doggone it, I can't say that word. I never could. I asked them to change it in the script, and, of course, they just had me say bad guy. Incidentally, a little side note, when I finally killed Bob Stack, I say, take that, you dirty rat. Well, guess what? That wasn't scripted, so I should have gotten some residuals for that one. There was nothing there, and I thought, well, you got to have a button if you're going to kill a Nazi spy. So, well, now, come to think of it, was it Bob Stack? He was such an impressive figure that I sort of confused him with a lot of famous roles, so it might have been he was a bit player who came over. They loaned him out from the Jesse Lasky Company. Sweet guy. So, Bob, sorry if that was, not you.